Assalamu alaikum. This is Swarup Mazumder welcoming you to the English News Bulletin from Bangladesh Television Chattogram Centre. Let's begin with the headlines. $779 megawatts of electricity added to the national grid as Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina inaugurates 5 power plants, urging the countrymen to maintain austerity in using electricity. Educational institutions reopen after 18 months of COVID shutdown. Education Minister Dr. Dipamoni warns of stern action if health guidelines are neglected. Next elections in Bangladesh will be held the way it is held in all democratic countries in the world, comments Awami League General Secretary Wadul Qadir. Corona claims 51 in the country with 3 deaths in Chattogram as global death toll crosses 4.64 million. Taliban cancel oath-taking ceremony of the new government under pressure from its allies. And Emma Raducanu makes tennis history with stunning US Open final win, ending a 44-year wait for Britain. Those were the headlines, now on to the details. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina urged the countrymen to maintain austerity while using electricity as government provides power at a huge subsidized price. The Premier made this call while inaugurating 5 power plants virtually from her official Ganabhavan residence in the capital today. She said the government has been providing a huge subsidy to power generation and that is why people are getting electricity at an affordable price. The Prime Minister inaugurated the power plants having a total of 779 megawatt electricity generation capacity. The power plants are 400 megawatt combined cycle power plant Bibiana 3 in Hoviganj, upgradation of 150 megawatt power plant to 225 megawatt combined cycle power plant in Sylhet, 100 megawatt power plant Unit 2 at Zulda in Chattogram, 104 megawatt power plant at Meghnaghat in Naranganj and 100 megawatt power plant at Madhumati in Bagirhat.
সেক্ষেত্রে সকলকে অনুরোধ করব যে বিদ্যুৎ ব্যবহারটা আপনারা একটু সচেতন হবেন, নিজের হাতে যখন আপনার কাজ থাকবেন আপনি বিদ্যুতের সুইচগুলি বন্ধ করে রাখেন, তাহলে বিলটাও কম আসবে আর আপনারও টাকা কম দিতে হবে কিন্তু আমাদের বিদ্যুৎটাও সাশ্রয় হবে। চাঁপাইনবাবগঞ্জের কানসার্টে বিদ্যুতের জন্য মানুষ আন্দোলন করেছিল বলে সেখানে গুলি করে মানুষকে হত্যা করা হলো। এটা অবশ্য বিএনপির চরিত্র, কারণ কৃষকরা যখন সারের দাবিতে আন্দোলন করলো 18 জন কৃষককে গুলি করে হত্যা করেছিল। শ্রমিকরা যখন আন্দোলন করলো ন্যায্য মূল্যের জন্য 17 জন শ্রমিককে রমজান মাসে গুলি করে তারা হত্যা করেছে। এবং আরও দুর্ভাগ্যের বিষয় হলো কানসার্টে 2013 সালে যখন অগ্নি সন্ত্রাস শুরু করে সেই বিদ্যুৎ কেন্দ্রটা শুধু আগুন দিয়ে পুড়িয়েই দেয় না, সেখানে কর্মরত ইঞ্জিনিয়ারকে পর্যন্ত সে আগুনের মধ্যে ফেলে তাকেও হত্যা করে। মানুষকে দিতে পারে না কিন্তু মানুষের জীবন নিতে পারে আর ধ্বংস করতে পারে। আমরা টিকা দিচ্ছি, টিকা ব্যাপক হারে দেবো, টিকাতে কেউ বাদ যাবে না, আমরা সেই ব্যবস্থা নিচ্ছি এবং যত টাকা লাগে আমরা সে স্বাস্থ্যসেবা মানুষকে দিচ্ছি এবং টিকার ব্যবস্থা করেছি। কিন্তু তারপর আমি বলবো যে টিকা নেওয়ার পরেও কিন্তু করোনা দেখা দেয়, সিমটমস বোঝা যায় না, কাজে আপনি হয়তো নিজে বুঝতে পারছেন না কিন্তু অন্যকে আপনি সংক্রামিত করে দিচ্ছেন। তাতে সেই ক্ষেত্রে আপনাকে সচেতন থাকতে হবে।
It was also addressed by Power, Energy and Mineral Resources Affairs Advisor to the Prime Minister, Dr. Tawfiq-e Ilahi Chaudhry, and State Minister for Power, Energy and Mineral Resources, Nuzrul Hamid. Principal Secretary Dr. Ahmed Kaikowitz conducted the program where Power Division Secretary Mohammad Habibur Rahman highlighted the overall development of power sectors. The Premier also unveiled the cover of the publication titled Hundreds on the occasion of the birth centenary of Father of the Nation Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman at the program. Schools and colleges across the country have reopened today after almost 1.5 years. Resumption of classes has stoked festivity among students. As per directives of the government, all educational institutions have ensured measuring temperatures of students, wearing masks and using hand sanitizer. Besides, arrangements have been made to treat students if they fall sick suddenly. Isolation rooms have been kept prepared in all schools and colleges as well. Initially, SSC and HSC examinees and students of Class 5 will attend classes every day as per decisions of the government. Other students will attend classes one day in a week. Educational institutions have also reopened in Chattogram as elsewhere in the country. Students have flooded back into classrooms after long 18 months of closure. Teachers, students and parents sighed relief with the resumption of educational institutions. Students were seen to enter the classrooms following the proper health guidelines as seats have been set up maintaining proper distance. Authorities said strict maintenance of hygiene will be monitored in all educational institutions. Education Minister Dr. Deepu Moni has warned that stern action will be taken if any educational institution neglects health safety guidelines. She made the warning after visiting Ajimpur Girls School and College in the capital today. The minister said punitive actions will be taken against the officials of the Directorate of Secondary and Higher Secondary who are responsible for monitoring educational institutions.
প্রত্যেক জেলায় একটি করে কন্ট্রোল রুম করা হয়েছে। সেই নম্বরগুলো সমস্ত প্রচারও করা হবে এবং সেখানে যে কেউ শিক্ষার্থী হোক, শিক্ষক হোক, অভিভাবক হোক, বাইরের কেউ হন, যে কেউ যদি কোনো একটা বলেন যে এইখানে এই স্কুলে এই সমস্যা আছে বা এই মাদ্রাসায় এই সমস্যা আছে, আর সাথে সাথে সেটা দেখা হবে। এটুকু আমাদের সর্বাত্মক প্রচেষ্টা আমরা চালাবো। শিক্ষার্থীরা স্কুলে আসবে, যেই সময়টা তারা এই যে সকাল থেকে থাকে, এই সময়টাতে এই মশা, ডেঙ্গু মশার কামড় সেটা খুব ভয়াবহ। তো সেই কারণে শিক্ষার্থীরা যেন পুরো হাতা জামা, ফুল প্যান্ট বা পাজামা সেরকম পরে আসেন। স্কুল কর্তৃপক্ষগুলো শিক্ষার্থীদের ইউনিফর্ম নিয়ে হয়তো এই সময়টাতে বেশি কড়াকড়ি না করাই ভালো। আবার অনেক শিক্ষার্থী আছে গত 1.5 বছরে তাদের পোশাক থেকে তারা অনেক বড় হয়ে গেছেন এবং এই মুহূর্তে হয়তো সব অভিভাবকের পক্ষে স্কুল ইউনিফর্ম আবার এক্ষুনি তৈরি করে দেওয়া সম্ভব নাও হতে পারে। সেক্ষেত্রেও আমাদের একটু তো কিছুটা ছাড় দিতেই হবে এমনিতেই। তো এই সব কিছু বিবেচনা আমি মনে করি যে আমাদের এই পরিষ্কার পরিচ্ছন্নতার যে বিষয়টি সেটা করোনার বিরুদ্ধে যেমন কাজ করবে তেমনি ডেঙ্গুর বিরুদ্ধেও কাজ করবে।
Awami League General Secretary Badul Kadir has said elections in Bangladesh will be held the way they are held in all democratic countries in the world. He said this at a briefing at his official residence in the capital today. Badul Kadir said it will not be fruitful by issuing threats to Awami League. However, discussions can be held on strengthening the election system, he added. Addressing BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam, Awami League General Secretary said the election will be held as per the Constitution.
নিরপেক্ষ সরকার এবং নির্বাচন কমিশন ছাড়া দেশে কোনো নির্বাচন হবে না মর্মে বক্তব্য দিয়েছেন বিএনপি নেতারা। তারা রীতিমতো হুমকির সুরে কথা বলছেন। এ ধরনের হুমকি প্রতিটি জাতীয় নির্বাচন এবং স্থানীয় সরকার নির্বাচনের আগে তারা নিয়মিতই দিয়ে যাচ্ছে। বিএনপি নেতাদের এসব আস্ফালন আষাঢ়ের তর্জন গর্জন সার। আমরা বলতে চাই, কাকে হুঁশিয়ারি দিচ্ছেন বিএনপি নেতারা? এসব হুমকি ধমকি আওয়ামী লীগকে দিয়ে লাভ নেই। পরবর্তী জাতীয় নির্বাচন যথাসময়ে সংবিধানসম্মতভাবেই অনুষ্ঠিত হবে। নির্বাচন ব্যবস্থা কিভাবে জোরদার করা যায় সে নিয়ে আলোচনা হতে পারে, তবে এমন হুমকি ধমকি দিয়ে নয়। বিএনপি নির্বাচনে অংশ নেয় জেতার জন্য নয়, নির্বাচন ব্যবস্থাকে বিতর্কিত করতে। কার অধীনে নির্বাচন হবে সেটা মীমাংসিত বিষয়। সংবিধান অনুযায়ী পরবর্তী জাতীয় নির্বাচন হবে পৃথিবীর অন্যান্য গণতান্ত্রিক দেশে যেভাবে নির্বাচন অনুষ্ঠিত হয়, বাংলাদেশেও সেভাবে নির্বাচন হবে।
Earlier, Road Transport and Bridges Minister Badul Kadir virtually inaugurated 9 bridges under the Dhaka zone. Roads and Highways Division Secretary Mohammad Nazrul Islam, Chief Engineer of Roads and Highways Department Mohammad Abdul Sabur, and Member of the Parliament Benazir Ahmed were also virtually connected. 51 COVID-19 patients died in the country, taking the number of death toll from the pandemic to 26,931. The recovery count rose to 14,78,821 after another 3,586 recovered during the period. The tally of the infections rose to 15,30,413, with 1,871 new cases being confirmed. Today, the detection rate was 7.46%, in contrast to the sample tested. Meanwhile, 3 persons died from coronavirus in Chattogram during the last 24 hours, taking the number of death toll to 1,268. With this, total number of corona patients in Chattogram has stood at 1,801. COVID-19 global death toll crossed 46,40,000 and over 22 crore 51,87,000 people have been infected globally. Besides, more than 20 crore 17,43,000 people have recovered from the virus so far. Meanwhile, the US has now over 4 crore 18,16,000 confirmed cases and 6,77,000 deaths. India has now more than 3 crore 32,000 confirmed cases and over 4,42,000 deaths. Now, international news. The Taliban has cancelled the oath-taking ceremony of their new Afghanistan government after it was pressured by its allies against it. The inauguration ceremony of the new Afghanistan government was scheduled to take place on Saturday on the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 terror attacks that killed nearly 3,000 people in the US. Several countries, including Pakistan, China, Russia, Turkey, and Iran, were invited to the oath-taking ceremony. The move came day after Kremlin said Russia will not take part in any way in the Taliban government's inauguration ceremony in Afghanistan. Erbil International Airport in northern Iraq has been targeted in a drone attack. Kurdish security officials said the latest in a series of similar incidents over the past year. Authorities said 3 rockets had hit near the airport. A second statement by the Kurdish counter-terrorism force said the attack had been carried out by explosive-laden drones. There were no immediate reports of casualties. Witnesses said they heard at least 6 explosions in the area. Japan and Vietnam have agreed to set up cooperation amid worries about China's growing military influence, signing a new deal that enables the export of Japanese-made defense equipment and technology to Hanoi. Japan's defense ministry said the deal elevates the 2 countries' defense partnership to a new level, and that Japan and Vietnam plan to deepen defense ties through multinational joint exercises and other means. Details about the transfer of specific equipment will be worked out in subsequent talks, it added. Vietnam is the 11th nation with which Japan has signed a defense equipment and technology transfer deal. A senior leader of India's ruling Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, Bhupendra Patel, will succeed Vijay Rupani as the Chief Minister of Gujarat, the home state of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Patel has been elected as the party leader in the Assembly after a meeting today. Bhupendra Patel, a surprise candidate for the post, known as a follower of former Gujarat Chief Minister Anandiben Patel. He is also a BJP MLA from Ghatlodia constituency in Anandiben Patel's assembly. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Vijay Rupani stepped down on Saturday, 15 months ahead of the state elections, in a surprise move amid whispers about his way of dealing with the second wave of COVID had upset the central leadership. Back to national news. Chattogram Hill Tracts Affairs Minister Bir Bahadur Shoy Singh said poverty can be eradicated with the humanitarian assistance of the rich people. He said this at a grant distribution program organized by Bangladesh Red Crescent at Bandarban Sadar Upazila yesterday. Bangladesh Red Crescent Society distributed a total of 8,64,000 taka to 190 jobless families under EcoSec program. Co-President of Bangladesh Red Crescent Society Bandarban Unit, Abdul Rahim Chaudhary, and Secretary Amul Kanti Dash were present on the occasion. Chattogram City Mayor Emrazal Karim Chaudhary said, "Trees are friends of man as they keep all the species alive." He said this while addressing as a chief guest at a tree planting and sapling distribution program organized by Chattogram Dr. Zakir Hussain Homeopathic Medical College and Hospital today. Later, the mayor exchanged views with the teachers of the institution. Now, news on share market. The prices on the Chattogram Stock Exchange have fallen, and the price index of CSE 30 has also decreased. At the end of the day, the overall index stood at 20,984.63, which is 0.69% lower than that of the previous day. Besides, the price index of CSE 30 stands at 15,527.27, which is 0.42% lower than that of the previous day. Today, a total of 3,15,87,078 shares of 330 companies were traded, the value of which is more than 114,26,77,000 taka. Of them, share of 96 companies increased, 214 reduced, and 20 remained unchanged. Now, news on sports. Raducanu has won the US Open 2021 to become the first British woman to clinch a Grand Slam singles title in 44 years. 18-year-old Raducanu defeated 19-year-old Lila Fernandez of Canada with 6-4, 6-3 in the finals. In 2004, Maria Sharapova became the youngest tennis player to reach a Grand Slam final. The British tennis wonder girl reached the final as the youngest tennis player, leaving Sharapova behind, and made history by claiming the title. Now, weather news. Light to moderate rain accompanied by gusty wind is likely to occur at few places over the area of Chattogram and neighborhood till 6 p.m. tomorrow. Maritime ports of Chattogram, Cox's Bazar, Mongla and Paira have been advised to keep hoisted local cautionary signal number 3. I repeat, cautionary signal number 3. As a low pressure area has formed over the Central Bay and adjoining North Bay intensified into a well-marked low over Northwest Bay and adjoining West Central Bay areas of Bangladesh, all fishing boats and trawlers over the North Bay have been advised to come close to the coast and proceed with caution till further notice. Nottingham Natfi says night and day temperature may remain nearly unchanged over the area. The highest temperature in the city today was 33.8 degrees Celsius, which is 2.2 degrees Celsius above the normal temperature, and the lowest temperature was 26.5 degrees Celsius, which is 1.4 degrees Celsius above the normal temperature. In Chattogram, tomorrow the sun will rise at 5:39 a.m. and will set at 5:58 p.m. Now the tide schedule of Kaunafulu River tomorrow. First low tide will start at 4:46 a.m. First high tide will start at 11:38 a.m. Second low tide will start at 5:20 p.m. and second high tide will start at 11:59 p.m. That's all from the newsroom. To end the bulletin, a recap of the headlines. $779 megawatt of electricity added to the national grid as Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina inaugurates 5 power plants, urging the countrymen to maintain austerity in using electricity. Educational institutions reopen after 18 months of COVID shutdown. Education Minister Dr. Bipul Moni warns of stern action if health guidelines are neglected. Next elections in Bangladesh will be held the way it is held in all democratic countries in the world, comments Awami League General Secretary Ubaidul Qadir. Corona claims 51 in the country with 3 deaths in Chattogram as global death toll crosses 4.64 million. Taliban cancel oath-taking ceremony of the new government under pressure from its allies. And Emma Raducanu makes tennis history with stunning US Open final win, ending a 44-year wait for Britain. Thanks to all for being with us. We invite you to watch our tomorrow's bulletin at the same time. Maintain the health rules and stay safe. Khuda Hafiz.